everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands, Warm Hearts. How are you? I am happy again to bring you another video, and I'm so grateful for those of you who watch these videos that aren't making a card, because card making is not just making cards, right? It's learning the skills to be a great card maker. And I made this card on my live, so for those of you who are watching this video and haven't seen the live, get over there and watch me make this, because this is a really fun card. Super easy. Oh my gosh, it has so many possibilities. But the flower on the inside of my card is what I want to address. I've been using Beautifully Happy this week, and for this particular card for my live stream, I paired it with the Meadow Dies, and I absolutely love the Meadow Dies. Absolutely love them. They are part of a set called Quiet Meadow, and the Meadow Dies go with it. So this is the stamp set, Quiet Meadow. It has these really cool flowers, fantastic words, splatter dots, great sentiments. If you don't own the set, get it and get these Meadow Dies, because the Meadow Dies can stand completely on their own. I absolutely think they're fantastic. And look at what the Meadow Dies did for the inside of this card. It would have been so plain, but the Meadow cards just made it come alive. I mean, the Meadow Dies just made it come alive. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm also going to link in the description below of this video a few more cards that I've made with the Quiet Meadow and the Meadow Dies together. I did them quite a while ago, so I'm sure not many of you have seen them. But I want you to watch those, because you will see the amazing possibilities in this fantastic set. So we're going to concentrate on these, and we're going to take basic white cardstock and cut all these little flower pieces. Okay, I'm missing one. Oh no, that's my leaf. That's the leaf I used back here. So these are the flowers. Oh, actually this one, I am missing one. Where is my other flower hiding? Here it is. So there are 5 flowers and 1 sprig of leaves. You have 2 butterflies, a fully extended butterfly, and then one on its side, kind of in flight. You have this great tag. These little pieces you can attach onto here and make buds. They're fantastic. You get 3 of those. And this beautiful label, look at how gorgeous that is on this card. Oh my gosh, it's just perfect. So let's use this set of dies, and I am going to bring into detail these great flower pieces, and we are going to make them come alive. So I'm going to put this die set in the corner so you don't forget about it. I'm going to move my card out of the way for right now. And I'm going to grab a scrap piece of just copy paper. I cut up all the pieces that I print out for different things, and then I just reuse them. So I'm sure you've seen me use copy paper like a billion times. I took a half sheet, so 8.5 by 5.5 of basic white cardstock, and I was able to get 10 of these across that piece. So you can, if you finagle them just right, you can fit 10 of them. So we're going to start one at a time and color these. I'm going to show you the sheet that I colored the first set, and I'm going to bring the flowers in one at a time so that you can see what we're going to do with them. So this one here, we're going to use Petal Pink, and all the greenery was done with Pool Party. Pool Party is a great base, because it kind of is not, it's dark enough, but it's light enough that you can shade with it. And you can see I'm using my Stampin Blends, and they come in a 2-pack, so you get a light and a dark. This is the dark. And I chose just to use the dark, but you can dimensionalize by using dark and light. And I'm going to show you that when I get to some of the flowers. But for this one, we're just going to roll with one shade. So, like I said, this one's the dark Pool Party. And I'm just going to go ahead and stroke. You can also use the brush end, and it does make it go a lot faster. So for flowers like this where you don't have intricate pieces, like for this one you can't really use the brush end, but for flowers like this, feel free to pull the brush end out and make it a lot faster. I'm gonna do that on this one. I'm gonna do the greenery part first because there's really no good parts to this. We're just basically coloring them. So you can see here, this is all of this section. I'm going to switch to the bullet tip because I don't want to get it on the sections where my flowers are going to be. So I'm just going to take my time and do these little ends here. And then up here you have a tiny little end. That flower is kind of behind the one in front of it. I'm just going to go back over these just to darken them. So there's those two. We're going to work on this flower first. But I'm going to go ahead and lay these. So this one, we can also use the brush tip until we get up near the top, and I'll show you because this is all leaf or greenery. Stem, leaves, that kind of stuff. So it goes a lot faster, like I said, if you use a brush tip. And I need a new Pool Party marker, which I do go through Pool Party a lot because I do use it, especially in the blend. It's a great background color. And whenever I do any kind of sketch stamp sets, I like to use Pool Party for my background behind the sketched characters. I'm going to make sure that we're dark enough on all the edges because that brush tip's getting a little bit wore, but I do have another one. I'll pull it out if we need it while we're working on this, if I see that we're not getting good coverage. So there's that one. We'll put it in place. So for this one, we have to be a little bit more careful because for this particular one, we have all those little buds. We're going to give them some color. And then the rest of the parts. So I'm gonna work my way kind of down this piece, down the center, just like that. So you can see I'm going back up. And let's finish. Looking good. Like I said, I have a few other videos. You can also watercolor on these pieces, and they look absolutely fantastic watercolored. So don't forget about watercoloring them because, and I will show those if you watch my other videos, you can see me watercolor them. So I can show you how I did that if you watch the videos in the description below. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these guys in, and we're just leaving the flower sections, and those are going to get the actual color. I'm going to darken these just slightly. And then then comes the fun part, right? We get to do the pretty colors. But you can see Pool Party's actually a really beautiful color to use for the green. It's dark enough, but yet light enough to handle pastel flowers like that petal pink. All right, this is our last little section, and then on to color we go. So when I go to do the color, we'll go back to our petal pink flower. I just want to make sure that I have enough color on here before I put my pool party away. And the pool party seemed to make it fine through all of these 5 colors. So this one can wait its turn. So we're going to bring this one in here and we're going to do that piece. And this petal pink marker, I don't know how it got frayed, but it did. And just be aware that your blends can get frayed. So be really careful with them. But I use them anyway because, you know, they still have color in them. And I use them for things like this. I would never use it for anything really delicate. Which is why I picked this flower to add this color to, because it didn't matter if I didn't have a really nice fine tip, but I still have the bullet tip whenever I need to use this color for other purposes. So there's that one. All right, I'm going to put this one back over here. Let's pull the next one out. Let's do this one here with all the little tiny buds on it, and we're going to use Daffodil for this one. And I'm actually going to use light daffodil. So we're going to use the bullet tip because these are kind of delicate. And you can see I'm just kind of going over them, each of those little tips, and just making sure that I'm getting the ends. So this set of dies, like I said, are so fantastic. And I love them. I love how beautiful you can color them. I love that you can cut them out of colors. I have the cards in the description below. I also have another one that I die cut. I think it was this flower, maybe this one. I can't remember, one of those two, in colors. So you don't have to use basic white cardstock. You could definitely color them by using a colored paper, a colored cardstock. So but I wanted to show you this technique because I had used it on my card on the live stream and I wasn't quite ready to put that card away or put it to rest. I felt like I had some more things that I could talk to you guys about, and these Meadow Dies was one of them. All right, so there's that one. Let's put it over here in the finished pile. Let's move this one down. So we have 2 done. All right, let's move on to this flower, and this one's going to get Balmy Blue. I'm using the Balmy Blue Dark. I'm going to use the brush tip. But you just have to be more delicate when you use the brush tip than when you use the bullet tip. The bullet tip is a little bit easier to control. You just have to be more delicate. You can see how pretty this die is with these flowers. They're just real delicate, pretty little blooms. And whatever color you decide to color these in, they will look amazing. This is the one that I used on the card for the live stream. I used Daffodil to light dark for this one. I think that this little peak here that I just made blue, I'm going to color that back with Pool Party. So I'm going to show you how to overlay colors. So when you make a mistake like that, the first thing you want to do is try and take your other color, even if it's lighter, and put it over the top. And just keep stroking it over the top. And I'm going to grab my other, and I'm going to stroke it over the top. Then I'm going to grab my color lifter, and I'm going to run that over the top as well. And that's going to pull some color. I'm going to move it here where there's no paper so you guys can watch. That's going to pull some color from it. And when it lightens it, then it is much easier to fill it with the Pool Party color that I want, and to get the same Pool Party color that's on the rest of the pieces. So there it is. and it'll dry lighter. So we'll put that one there. I'll show that one to you at the end. I'm glad I made that mistake so that you guys could see how that works. So I chose to do blue for this one, but this one I'm gonna do with Fleur de Flamingo. I did the opposite, but I just wanted some different colors, so we're gonna just roll with it. So now this one, instead of being blue, is gonna be pink. So let me grab the Fleur de Flamingo, and this is Fleur de Flamingo Light. And Fleur de Flamingo Light blend actually looks like a really pretty pale pink, which I love. The dark Fleur de Flamingo is more corally, bright coral. So if you're just looking for a pale pink, light Fleur de Flamingo blend is your go-to. You know, a traditional like baby pink is what I mean by light pink. All right, we're almost done. And then the last flower, I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of shading. I'm going to use 2 colors on it. All right, one more bud here. So the last one is this larger flower. And I'm going to show you how to use the light and the dark blends to get some shading. These would be really pretty if you took like your baby rhinestones, just the regular rhinestones, and put them in the centers. Oh my gosh, that would be stunning. Wouldn't that be cute? All right, here's our last one. So we're gonna do Highland Heather, light and dark. And here is the flower. You can see how it has some shading at the top. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna start with the light, and I'm gonna use the brush tip, and I'm just gonna gently color this flower. Because it's large, it's very easy to use the brush tip and quickly color it in. All right. I don't know if you guys have been around long enough, but we used to have this color called Orchid Opulence, and it retired long ago. And this light Highland Heather blend always reminds me of it when you first put it on. When it fades into its normal color, it looks like Highland Heather, but when it's still wet, it reminds me of Orchid Opulence. Okay, so now we're gonna take the dark Highland Heather, and we're just gonna draw some lines coming in from the petals, like that. And you want to just use real thin wisps, like that. And then I'm gonna use my light again, and I'm just gonna give it a really light coat all the way across, so that it helps to blend those striations in. And when it dries, now you know that this evaporates into the air. You can blow on it, and it helps evaporate it, and it'll dry it. But you see how that one's pale? This is gonna be darker, and you're gonna see those striations in it, just like this, when it fully dries. So while it's doing that, while it's drying, let's talk about the Meadow Dies one more time. So these Meadow Dies, look how beautiful they are when you see them in all of their beautiful pastel colors. I think they're gorgeous, and I hope that you will like them. They look fantastic inside the card, but they also look amazing outside of a card or as the main focal of the card. And like I said, you can see that very easily in the videos in the description below. So if you haven't checked out this video, please do that, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll be so grateful for you doing that for me, and I guess I will see you soon. This is starting to dry, and you can see those striations there, but I don't want to keep you or keep the video long just waiting for that to dry. It's going to look like this flower here when it dries. I did a little bit more striations in this one and not as thick, so they'll be a little bit lighter. But I will have photos on my website. If you go to inkyhandswarmhearts.com right here, you will be able to see that. And hopefully you will see me for another video soon. I appreciate you guys being on my channel. Again, please share the video with your friends. I would love to grow my channel even more than it has. And thanks for being here. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts, guys. And don't forget, happy stamping!